18th British Short Film Festival in Berlin. I'm so excited. And joining us this morning to share a little bit more is Karen Martinez, writer, and Lisa Wickham, producer. But before we get to that, let's take a look at the trailer.
Just one.
You finna having one?
Cousin. From England. And she don't want to get you close, did you? I'd just like to get this done. Oh, what the hell was that?
You want to see legal?
Oh,
Hey.
sir. Did I agree to come here?
Just seeing the trailer there from the Trinidad Remains film on your screen, of course, in Tyke Bishop, Kevon Brooks, and Leonie Elliott. And also on your screen is Karen Martinez, writer and producer of the Trinidad Remains film. Director, apologies. Good morning, Karen, and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you very much. Pleased to be here this morning.
It's a pleasure to have you with us on the show. Thanks for joining us. And of course, congratulations to you and the entire team for such incredible achievements. But I would love to know from you, one of the things that you actually said is that this story is deeply personal, but it also resonates universally. How is it deeply personal to you, and how does it feel to now see this do so well?
Oh, it feels brilliant to see it do well. It's a film that had a huge team behind it, and it's been traveling kind of around the world. It's going to be in Berlin. It was in Canada, in Toronto at Caribbean Tales, where it won an award. It's been shown in London. It's been shown all across the Caribbean, French Caribbean as well, in Martinique and in Guadeloupe in a couple of months, and in Bahamas, Grenada, and so on. So I feel like the film has had a lovely life. And because of all the wonderful people that were involved in making it. But when you asked me about why it was deeply personal, it's deeply personal because I'm from Trinidad, but I live in London, and I feel like I'm always negotiating sort of concepts of identity and belonging. Where do you belong? And also where when you die, where do you want your ashes scattered when your life is kind of between different places? So that's why it's personal, and that's what inspired me to move towards this piece.
And when you started working on this piece, did you expect it to do as well as it has done?
You're always hopeful. I didn't have any expectations. The main thing I would say that we would like to happen with it, because it grew out of, I don't know if that's something you're going to talk about as well, but it grew out of the fact that it's a feature film that I had written, and was funded by the BFI. The development was funded by the British Film Institute in the UK. And this short film is kind of like a proof of concept, a pilot for the feature. And so and I was really pleased that we were able to get Natasha Dakojomu, who's a brilliant producer over here, and she was able to raise the funds from the BFI, who also funded this short. So the success of this short is brilliant in and of itself, but the kind of like icing on the cake would be if it helps us to get the feature film made and shot in Trinidad again.
Wonderful. Well, that's definitely going to be a piece of the conversation. And in light of that, let's bring Lisa into the conversation. Lisa Wickham, no stranger to the Now Morning Show.
Good morning to you, and good morning, Karen.
It's so great to have you here. It's so great to have you here with us. Now, one of the things that we are seeing, of course, is that this is part of the British Short Film Festival. That was mentioned by Karen of the BFI. What about the relationship, particularly between Trinidad Film and
the UK.
UK.
So this is a UK-Trinidad and Tobago collaboration, and it's very unique because country to country, there are no treaties between Trinidad and Tobago and any other country with regard to production, film production. So this would be what we would call an informal collaboration, and I think it's important because it's very difficult to raise funds in countries that have no treaties, right? Because that's what brings the funds to the table. But Natasha Dakojumo, who is the producer with Tiger Lily Films and the lead producer on this, as Karen said, was able to work with the BFI to bring funds to the table, and as well as with C15 for the proof of concept. And we've also brought funds from the Trinidad and Tobago Film Company. And so together we are working to raise the funds for this feature film. Now the significance of it is because there's no official treaty, we need to approach corporate, private sector funding or any other creative source of funding to unlock the funds out of the UK. And the question I always ask is, this is a Trinidad and Tobago film. It's a Trinidad road trip showcasing the beauty and landscape of Trinidad and Tobago. And really and truly, for us to attract international funds, we have to have local investment in the film. And the BFI is very supportive. And so, we are open to collaborating with local entities that would see the value of a film like this.
Excellent. And of course, as we can see, many see the value of this film. Karen, let's bring you back into the conversation. Of course, as you would have mentioned, what we're seeing on screen right now would have been a proof of concept, but you did say this came from the feature. How different was it to work on the proof of concept versus what you already had visualized in your head for the feature film?
The short is different in that it's its own story. I wrote it. I took one of the scenes, which is the Rooster Man scene, which if you've seen the film or if you even see the trailer, you'll see where Kevin Brooks is the Rooster Man. That's a scene, a version of which is in the feature, but nothing else is in the feature, as it were. But the essence of it is from the feature. So the fact that it's these two women, there's one of them who comes down from the UK who has Trinidadian heritage, hooks up with her cousin, and they go on a road trip in the cousin's kind of rickety old car, and they meet a whole set of events that happen on the way. That happens in the feature, but and I guess this short film is kind of almost like a trailer for the feature as well, or because it's at the end of this film, of the short film, you'll see that the journey continues. So it's, that's the rest of the story that you will find in the feature film. So it's a kind of a taster of what the feature will offer. So that, especially like Lisa was saying, for funders and so on, they can see what it is we're trying to do with it. They can see the mood, the tone, the level of acting, the craft we've got in it, and the beauty of Trinidad as well.
Of course, so important. That's one thing for sure, highlighting the beauty of Trinidad and Tobago, and of course, the incredible work. So, Lisa, bringing you back into the conversation, of course, what Karen would have just referenced and what you would have referenced is this now going into feature status and the necessary collaboration. What are your hopes and how do you see this being achieved?
Yeah, well, we would ideally love to film in 2020. We're in 25, right? Yes. And the dry season period is ideal. So we'd want to go into pre-production, I would say, from September this year, which means we'd want to lock the funds by the first quarter, second quarter of the year. What it means really and truly is the footprint, the multiplier effect. So, for example, films like Home Again, Girlfriend's Getaway, over 1,000 people impacted across multiple industries. So that's the kind of nature. We've just seen Carnival Catwalk launch very successfully. So the investment in the film sector also speaks to foreign direct investment, because we would be bringing in some of the films from the UK, some of the funds from the UK, but the most significant thing is to unlock the investment here from Trinidad and Tobago in it. So in terms of employment, so for example, on Trinidad Remains, on the short, just for that short period that we filmed, we had 6 interns on the production, Lessons with Lisa on set, and we have Imagine Media, we have employed 2 persons out of that. So you see that ripple effect moving through with regard to the investment in film.
And things that we definitely can look forward to. Karen, closing comments before we wrap our conversation this morning?
Well, just to say that, I mean, I think the fact that this short film has gone to so many different countries, has got a big audience behind it, it's got, really good reception and so on, is only testament to the fact that the feature would do that in kind of multiple ways as well. And that it would be brilliant to be able to see a feature shot in Trinidad that goes around the world, and to be able to come back there. And also because the co-production between the UK and Trinidad and Tobago that we started with the short film, we really hope to keep that going. And that's the way forward for filmmaking, is for the funds to come together to make some beautiful work that we can put out there into the world.
Definitely. And Lisa, closing comments.
I just want to speak to the quality of the team. So we have Karen Martinez, accomplished director. We have Natasha Dak Ojumu, who has just won a BAFTA and is just winning multiple awards across the UK. And then, of course, we have our team, Imagine Media on the ground. So I think the team is solid, the story is solid. We just need now the support from the community to bring it to life.
And we'll continue to raise awareness as much as we can. Karen and Lisa, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's been an absolute pleasure, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing the feature of Trinidad Remains film. And we're looking forward to staying with you this morning. Stay tuned. There's more coming up after your break.
Fight for waiting and this is replaced.
Just one.
You finna have one?
Cousin. From England. And she don't want to get your clothes dirty. I'd just like to get this done.
What the hell was that?
You want to see legal?
Oh,
Hey.
sir. I agree to come here.